Crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside, and incredibly easy on the wallet. This oven-roasted pork shoulder is marinated overnight to lock in deep flavor, creating the ultimate crusty exterior using a simple dry seasoning blend. If you're hosting a large party and want a hands-off dish that delivers big results, this recipe is for you. We'll begin by making our dry rub. Add 3 tablespoons of smoked paprika into a mixing bowl, followed by 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of kosher salt, about 2 teaspoons of freshly cracked black pepper. Next, add a teaspoon of dried cayenne pepper for a little heat. Add in 1 tablespoon of dried thyme for an earthy, herbal note. Woody, piney aroma, 1 tablespoon of rosemary. You can't have a great roast without plenty of garlic. Grab a garlic press and mince 8 cloves. To bind all these spices together, we're pouring in a half cup of avocado oil. Finally, stir everything together until all those dry spices and fresh garlic are perfectly incorporated. Time to prep our star of the show, a beautiful 4.5 kilo bone-in pork shoulder. First, take a few paper towels and thoroughly pat down the skin and sides. Secondly, we're going to score the shoulder all the way around. This opens up the meat, allowing the marinade to really soak in and tenderize the shoulder while it rests overnight. Next, we're layering on more kosher salt. Add the salt into the surface and into the scores we just made. Now, take that beautiful marinade and rub and massage it generously over the entire surface. Wrap it tightly in plastic or slide it into a large bag. Allow it to rest in the fridge for at least 6 hours, or preferably overnight, to allow the mayonnaise to penetrate the bone. Once it is ready, let's get this shoulder out of its bags. To protect the dry seasoning from direct heat and drying out, rub another layer of avocado oil all over the shoulder. On a roasting pan, place the meat on the fat side down. We are starting hot at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for the first 30 minutes to blast that skin. Then we'll drop the temperature down to 250 and let it roast low and slow for the next 6 hours until it's melt in your mouth tender. Once the timer is up, check the internal temperature for at least 180 degrees Fahrenheit. Then, let it rest for an hour to lock in all that flavor and moisture. And there you have it, a perfectly roasted pork shoulder. You can also use that savory leftover bits and render fat to roast the most flavorful potatoes. Simply parboil 600 grams of baby potatoes until they have just a bit of bite left. While the potatoes are cooked, pour off some of the oil from the pan, but keep about 2 tablespoons of the rendered fats. Now, roughly chop and throw in about a cup of red onion, half a cup of carrot, and half a cup of celery. Then add in about 6 to 8 cloves of garlic. Slice those baby potatoes in half and toss them into the pan as well. Mix it all together and bake at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 to 30 minutes. Once it's done, we can move on and make the gravy. Place the pan on the stove and scrape up those savory bits from the bottom and deglaze with 2 cups of stock or water over medium heat. Pour half a liter of white wine and get that perfect consistency. Mix a tablespoon of flour with 2 tablespoons of water to create a quick slurry. Pour that in, season with salt and pepper, and watch the gravy come together. Once it reaches a simmer, strain the gravy through a fine mesh sieve into a bowl. Everything is ready. Now we just need to present this masterpiece so we can finally dive in and we can get this party started. We're pairing this feast with our homemade honey mustard sauce. We link this recipe in the description below. That's it. We hope you enjoyed this affordable, delicious feast at your next big gathering. If you love this recipe, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more crowd-pleasing meals just like this one. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time for more quick, easy, and delicious recipes.